PHP School is a free and open source learning platform. Inspired by the popularity of Node School, we wanted to bring the same interactive learning experience to the PHP world. So the concept is simple. You install workshops with Composer, and then you run them via the command line. They vary in difficulty, starting from beginner all the way through to advanced. And like it says here, you're not restricted to a schedule. You can just do each exercise at your own pace. So to get started, you just need PHP installed on your machine. There must be a version 5.6 or above. You'll need a recent version of Composer and a text editor. Now, as always, it's slightly more complicated on Windows, but we have detailed information about how you can do this on the install page. Okay, so let's get started with one of the core workshops. The one that's available now is called Learn New PHP, and we install it with Composer. So we'll copy this line, but before we run that command, let's just check that our PHP version matches the requirements, which was 5.6. So if we type PHP version, you can see that I'm running 7.0 here, so that's fine. And then to check if Composer is installed globally, you can just type Composer. And if you see this menu, then you do have it installed. Okay, so now I'm going to paste that command. This will install the Learn New PHP program globally via Composer. So that now gives us access to the Learn New PHP command. And if we type that, hit enter, you can see that we enter the workshop. Great. Let's just exit out of here for a moment. You'll want a directory for your exercise files. So if we make one called PHP School and then cd into it. And now we're ready to try some of the exercises. So let's run the command again. Learn New PHP. Let's go through the Hello World example together so you can see how this works. So each time you select an exercise, the instructions for that exercise will be printed to the console. You can see we're on exercise 1 of 11, and the exercise is to write a program that prints the text Hello World to the console, standard out. The hints section explains how you can create your solution and how to verify it. So to make a PHP program, we just create a new file that has a PHP extension, and then we can execute it by running PHP and then the file name. Alright, cool. So it says we can write to the console like so. So if we copy this and then switch to the text editor, I'm inside that PHP School directory that we created earlier. And we'll just create program.php. Now let's just paste that code in, hit save, and then go back to the instructions. We'll try to execute the program we just wrote, as it states here, PHP program. So now we can see that text was output to the console. So that was just a hint. What was the actual exercise? Write a program that prints the text Hello World. When you are done, you must run Learn Your PHP Verify program. Right, okay. So let's go back in here and try and complete this exercise. So we're just going to echo Hello World. And then we'll try this verify command. So learn new PHP, verify program. And here we see our solution didn't pass. Try again. Why is that? Well, here it shows you what your actual output was, Hello World, and the expected was Hello World, and it looks like we just missed the capital W from world. Now this is really interesting because typos can actually cause whole programs to crash in the real world. So this is actually a really good example. We go back in here, change that for a capital, hit save again, and we can just verify the program again each time we change the file. And this time you can see that it passed. The official solution is always shown when you complete an exercise so that you can compare notes. In programming, there are often multiple ways to solve the same problem, so it can be very interesting to compare your solution against what the PHP School team came up with. Now, workshops actually track your progress. So after completing an exercise, if you run the command again, you can see that inside the menu, the first one is marked as completed. So you can take your time with these, go through them, and try and complete each one. So that was an introduction to PHP School. It will always be free and open source. And the workshops actually make a great topic for a meetup, so you can just get a few people in a room and all run through a workshop together. This is how Node School started and how it became so popular, and we'd like to see the same thing happen for PHP School.